Compulsive gambling. The description of the population. Gambling is taking something of value in hopes of gaining an even greater value through chance. Gambling may stimulate the brain's reward center, similar to drugs and alcohol, and can be addictive. Compulsive gambling is an uncontrollable desire to continue to gamble regardless of the effects it has on your life. Men often struggle with compulsive gambling versus women. Often the individual is highly competitive, impulsive, and restless. The more common age of a compulsive gambler is a young adult to middle-aged, but can be a problem at any age. Compulsive gambling is considered a mental disorder, often associated with substance abuse problems, personality disorder, depression, and anxiety. The compulsive gambler may also suffer from bipolar disorder, OCD, and ADHD. There are several symptoms of a compulsive gambler. A few of these include constantly gambling to recover lost values such as money, being preoccupied with gambling to the extent that one may jeopardize relationships with close family, friends, or a job, lying or trying to hide gambling behavior, deplete savings, accumulate debt, or commit theft or fraud to support gambling addiction, gambling to escape problems, irritable or restless when trying to cut back or quit gambling. The size of population locally, there was no information found statewide. In Utah, approximately 2.2 or 46,653 adults are compulsive gamblers. Utah and Hawaii are the only states in the United States that do not have any legal forms of gambling. But this does not mean that compulsive gambling is not an issue for residents of Utah. But Utah does not fund problem gambling services such as treatment or preventative services. Nationally, approximately 2.6 or 10 million adults are compulsive gamblers, and internationally, a range from 0.1 to 5.8% of people meet the criteria for problem gambling. As you can see, the numbers are fairly comparative, state, nationally, and internationally. The social determinant of health that could present a barrier for a compulsive gambler is social and community context. Supportive relationships needed for treatment to break the gambling addiction. Personal relationships may be strained if the addict has caused stress on that relationship due to the gambling addiction. Personal and group support is an option to help with needed support while the personal relationships are being worked on. Social and community support are a resource for health and well-being for the recovering gambling addict. Social support at home, work, school, and in the community is a focus of Healthy People 2030. A specific concern for the compulsive gambler, they may suffer from several mental health disorders such as substance abuse, personality disorders, depression, and anxiety. Gambling addictions may negatively affect personal relationships. They may lead to financial problems, legal problems, including jail sentences and loss of employment. Physical health may also decline, as well as suicidal thoughts or attempts. Funds for the treatment and prevention of compulsive gambling is minimal. There are no federal funds dedicated to compulsive gambling services. If funds are available, it is on an individual state basis, and there is $73 million state funded throughout the United States. For the compulsive gambler, while loss of finance may be the root cause of the harm to their psychological and physical health, it is likely a desperation for money, trying to recover the losses from previous bets, and also the entertaining aspect of gambling, including the thrill of winning and the compulsive behavior that are the root cause of the health disparities. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Met needs include all of Tier 1, the psychological needs, the very basic of our needs are breathing, food, water, sex, sleep, homeostasis, and excretion. Most of Tier 2 the safety, security of body, employment, resources, the family, health, and property. On olive tier 3, love, belonging, friendship, family, sexual intimacy. Unmet needs, tier 2, morality may be in jeopardy. In tier 4, confidence, self-esteem, achievement, respect of others, respected by others. And tier 5 are also not met, and that is morality, creativity, spontaneity, problem solving, lack of prejudice, acceptance of facts. For the majority of gambling addicts, tier 1, 2, and 3 are intact except morality and probably the strained personal relationship with family or friends, possibly loss or some personal relationships as well. Tier 4 are not met as often guilt and shame are felt, and respect is often no longer obtained by self or others. Tier 5 is unobtainable without tier 4 being met. A compulsive gambler often loses their way and lacks a purpose, as is often the case from addiction. The addiction may give short-term boosts of confidence, but in the long run is not a sustainable addiction. Without intervention and treatment, a person stands to neglect their essential needs and experience long-lasting impacts and loss of their emotional health, physical health, financial well-being, their relationships, and possibly face imprisonment. No specific risk for communicable disease, non-communicable diseases, or infections. There is a specific concern for self-care or self-harm. The compulsive gambler experiences severe psychological distress that may cause some to feel as if there is no way out. This may lead to thoughts of suicide. Up to 50% of compulsive gamblers that seek treatment have voiced suicidal ideation, with around 17% having attempted suicide. Intervention and treatment allow gambling addicts the opportunity to learn coping skills. They learn how to stop the gambling behavior as well as cope with thoughts of suicide. The majority of compulsive gamblers recover from this addiction and live on and lead healthy lives. Here are the references.